Hey, good morning everybody. My name is Josh. Welcome to the channel. When I think about the C7 generation Corvette Z06, one number comes to mind, and that number is 650. It's no coincidence. They literally print 650 right on the dashboard of the car. It stands for how much horsepower it makes and how much torque it makes. And when you're driving a car out on the track, part of what makes it fun for me is having a little bit of fear involved. But 650 horsepower, is that too much horsepower to have fun on track? I think about John Goodman in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Allow me to introduce myself. Big Dan Teague.
He's a super outgoing dude, big, huggable, but then if you make the wrong move, he smashes you in the face with a tree branch.
Don't get it, Big Dan.
My goal with this Z06 is to not get smashed in the face with a tree branch today. If I haven't said already, Eric, I really appreciate you doing this.
Oh, hey, I live, breathe, and just obsessed with cars.
Yeah. I like the color. The body and the inside looks just insane.
Do you like going fast with Dad?
Yep.
Like scary fast?
Yep. Second fastest.
What's the fastest?
A ZR1.
That's right.
Let's get this show on the road. Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm about to scare the shit out of myself, I think.
You're good.
What's your advice for me, Sammy?
Throttle control.
Throttle control. That's the smartest advice you could give.
Good luck.
Thanks. Shifter feels great. I had an MGW short shifter in my C7 Z06. Oh my God! The ass on this thing just gets loose in a heartbeat. I mean, the tires are ice cold, but still. He said there's like 600 foot-pounds of torque from 2,800 RPMs, which is insane. It does have automatic rev match, but the pedal placement is great and I don't feel like I need it, so I'm just gonna heel toe because I think that's fun. The car weighs a couple 100 pounds more than the Grand Sport that I drove, and it's got almost 50% more horsepower, which is completely bonkers. Atlanta Motorsports Park is not the perfect track for a 650 horsepower car. It is super tight and technical. The urge to short shift is so strong. Golly. Brakes feel really good. Lots of confidence in the brakes. Whoa, slidey, slidey. Please don't kill me, car. Yeah, buddy. Jesus. I love the sounds it makes. We're gonna come in, pick up Eric, and talk to him about this beast. Hey dude, wanna go for a ride? It is a lot more intimidating to drive than the Grand Sport. It feels like it's got more presence too, the noise. Now what have you done to it in terms of mods?
So the first thing I did was flush the brake fluid and put a high temperature. Then I put an AW X-Pipe off-road on it.
Okay.
So it's got a bit more noise. Finally, I put an MGW shifter it's just more precise, faster to go through the gears.
The shifter feels perfect to me. I really like it. Once you're pointing straight, even with like, you know, tires that aren't track day tires necessarily, sporty street tires, it still hooks up. I mean, it's like 335s, right, on the rear?
It is. 285 in the front. Then those are actually run flat tires.
Really?
Yes. So one of the things I'm going to do over the winter is I'm going to go to proper Super Cup or Continental Extreme Contact tires.
Yeah, yeah. That's going to make a world of difference. So our viewers might detect just the hint of an accent. Where are you from originally?
So the tad of an accent is actually from France. So I was born in the Alps, but I was raised most of my life in an hour away from Le Mans.
Now, forgive me for perpetuating stereotypes. From what I've learned from, you know, Ricky Bobby, the French, the Europeans in general, not so big into like big displacement American horsepower. What made you decide to get a Corvette?
So I am the most Americanized person that was born in France ever. I had Mustangs for 20 plus years, and I got this one last year. But I always liked Corvette, but I never loved Corvette until this one came out, the C7. And then the Z06 obviously is the cherry on the cake. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Now let me interrupt for a moment. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, we don't have a long straightaway here to really take advantage of this car's legs.
Let's go to Untitled next week.
Yeah. Now that you've had it for a while, what do you love about it?
Everything. So I work from home, so I don't do daily driving. The only drawback this car has is that it's not a three-seater. So I always have to pick between my wife or my son when I go somewhere. But other than that, this is the perfect car. Very comfy, great gas mileage, very reliable. There's just no drawback.
As a track car, obviously it could benefit maybe from a stickier tire, but of course there's a penalty that you pay with a sticky tire when it comes to street driving, right, in terms of longevity. And it could probably benefit from a track-focused alignment, but nothing else about it says, hey, I'm not ready to do track work. And as it sits right now, it's still pretty phenomenal, and that's so impressive.
The way Corvette Racing built that car, it was done at the exact same time as they did the C7R, so the one that won Le Mans and Daytona and Sebring. It's the same chassis, it's the same infrastructure. The only difference is the engine.
Right.
The C7R is a 5.5 liter engine. This is a 6.4 supercharged engine.
I love it. I love it.
I do too. I'm very, very, very lucky.
When I was reading about this, one of the things I saw was grand total they made 40,000. That's like the population of Gainesville, Georgia. Imagine if every man, woman, and child in Gainesville, Georgia had a 650 horsepower Corvette.
It's unreal, and it's a testament to Corvette Racing and GM, giving us the opportunity, regular people, to be able to afford a car like that. It's not for everybody, obviously, but it's still doable. You know, I always wanted one. It took me a few years to be able to afford it, but if I can do it, a lot of people can. In French, I would say, c'est un monstre. C'est un monstre. It's a monster.
It is a monster, but it's more playful than I expected.
You can tailor it to your comfort level, your skill level with all the nannies. And you can't beat this.
Wow. This is a national treasure.
It is. We live in the best country in the world. I travel the world. There's nothing better than the US. And there's nothing better than this part of the US, that northern Georgia area. Especially if you like driving, we got beautiful roads, a lot of elevations. The weather is friendly, so we can drive our cars all year round. We're very, very lucky.
Say that again. Yeah. Eric, much appreciated. It's a few days later. I completely botched filming the outro before, but I'm glad. I'm here at Eric's house. The Corvette's in the background. We just did the cold start. It sounds ridiculous. crazy.
Oh, you should have heard my Mustang. This is nothing to compare to the Mustang.
I was big time intimidated by the idea of 650 horsepower. The car makes it approachable. You definitely don't want to give it full stick when the tires are cold, but once it warms up, even sort of a common mortal can utilize all 650 horsepower, and it's a lot of fun. Number 2 takeaway is that the transmission basically makes the car. I was able to heel toe it no problem, and there's just something really, really fun about a high horsepower Corvette combined with a manual transmission, which is what makes me so sad about the C8 not offering a manual, and apparently they have no plans to ever do it. So this might be the very last manual transmission Corvette, which is a bummer. Also, before I forget, I want to say a big thank you to Eric. Thanks so much for sharing it with us.
Thanks for coming along for the ride.
We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Peace.